Ladies, my dear sisters from another mister, my queens, you want a good man, don't you? Of course you do. I want to share some traits that you should look for in him. And for the fellas, these are some things that you should adopt to be that good man who desires that good woman. Oh, we're going to have a good conversation. I'm mic'd up. Join me as we mix it up. Family, thank you for joining me. How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? I hope you are doing well. Well, let's get into this conversation. We're talking about how real men pour in. That's right. I want you to thumbs up this video. Come on, family. Hit the thumbs up button on this here video. I want to get into some of the traits that our dear sisters should look for in men, and then also the types of traits that men should adopt. So with that, we can have some good quality, healthy relationships. Doesn't that sound good? Let's jump on into it. For the last few sessions and even conversations that we've been having, I've been talking a lot about emotional intelligence, especially the root of that being self-awareness. Real men pour in. You cannot pour from an empty cup. A lot of times we are pouring into people who have holes in their cup. We're trying to pour. In many cases, what we need to do is that we need to become more. Yeah, in our mind, in our soul, and in our spirit. In between all that you do, listen, you got to take some time for you. Hard for you to pour from an empty cup. Hard for you if you don't refresh yourself. If you don't rest, you will rust. And here's the thing, a lot of times we push ourselves to the limit. Push it to the limit. Dun dun. Dun dun. Yeah. We push it to the limit all the time. And our lack of self-awareness causes us to be in particular predicaments to where we're overworked and we're underrested. Dealing with some psychosomatic issues. Stressed and compressed and repressed simply because we did not decompress. In order to refresh others, you have to be refreshed. Can't make any apologies for your rest. Simply because there is restoration in your rest. Family, if you can relate, type rest. Yeah, type rest. If you can relate, type elevate. It's a channel for change, a channel that creates change. It's a channel that brings change. Here's the thing, we have to be self-aware because oftentimes the last thing that we put on our calendar is us. last person that we put on our calendar is ourselves. Putting everybody else on our calendar. We're doing everything else for everybody else, all this other stuff. The last person we put on our calendar is ourselves. We have to have self-awareness, family type self-awareness. Gotta know yourself. To thine own self be true. Believe that's what William Shakespeare said? Trying to make it clear? Like Shakespeare? Gotta know yourself. What are you feeling? Why are you feeling this way? Gotta ask these pertinent, powerful, poignant questions. Observation improves your situation. And oftentimes, us as men, when we talk about real men pour in, you can't pour into anybody else until you first pour into yourself. Real men pour in. And oftentimes we are not self-aware as men simply because we have a fear of feeling. Yeah. Got a fear of feeling. But all the time we were feeling depressed. We were feeling isolated. We were feeling withdrawn. We were feeling stressed. We were feeling discombobulated. We were feeling as if nobody knows the trouble I seen. We're feeling it, but we don't want to feel it. What do I mean by that? Let's go deeper so we can go higher. We don't want to tap into what keeps us tapped out. Tapping into it says, let me put a pulse on the pressure point. Let me put a pulse on the pain point of what it is that I am experiencing and what it is that I'm feeling. That's self-awareness. What I'm feeling, why am I feeling this way? What will I do about this feeling that I have? You can't heal it until you feel it. And many of us refuse to feel it. You can't address what you won't confess. You can't fight what you refuse to face. You can't heal from what you won't deal with. You can't recover from what you've covered. Self-awareness is necessary. If you haven't written self-awareness, I want you to type self-awareness, family. Type self-regulation. Self-regulation. Shout out to all the members in the chat. Listen, y'all, I love seeing your badges. I really do. If you haven't got a membership, go get one now. Yeah, go get one right here on this channel. The link is in the chat. Link is in the description. Tap the join button on this YouTube channel. Join the channel. Get a membership. Certain tiers that we have, VIP, Royalty, OQP, behind the scenes content, insight and information that I don't necessarily put on this particular channel is only for those who are members only. Membership has its privileges. Be a part of our growing and glowing community of quality people. You're a quality person. Join. Self-regulation is needed and necessary. It is important. Are you checking in with yourself to tone down when you're angry? We're talking about real men pour in. Can't pour into that wife. Can't pour into your fiance. Can't pour into your bae. Can't pour into your children every day. Can't pour into your career and your calling. Can't pour into your character. Can't pour into who you are as a man until you first pour in to yourself. Your energy is low. You're dealing with self-defeating thoughts, sulking, sinking, stinking thinking that keeps you sinking. What are you going to do about it? Self-awareness, self-regulation. Are you checking in with yourself to tone down when you're angry? How do you deal with your anger? Anger is just one letter away from danger. Hear me. If you don't deal with your anger will deal with you. If you can't manage your emotion, man means to manage. Come on, family, type manage. A real man is a manager of his emotions. You ever caught yourself and say, I can't believe I just said that. I can't believe I just did that. You were so emotional that you weren't rational. You were so emotional that you said or you did something permanent in a temporary situation. I can't believe that was me. Felt like I was having out-of-body experience. Really? I did that? Can't manage your anger. If you can't manage your frustration, if you can't manage your fear, then hear me, you will be a hazard to yourself and everyone else as a result. Real men pour in to self-awareness, self-regulation. Type this, family. Type self-regulation. I'm sure you've already written self-awareness, but write self-regulation. Write self-motivation. Ladies, these are some things that you ought to be looking for in a man. These are some things that you ought to be looking for. What is his level of self-awareness? What is his level of self-regulation? Can he regulate himself? Premium man knows how to regulate himself. He's self-motivated. You can't be upset about the results you didn't get from the work that you didn't put in. Are you hearing me, family and friends? Can't be upset about it because you didn't do it. Two pains in life. It's two pains in life. You either have the pain of discipline or the pain of consequence. The pain of consequence is generally shoulda, coulda, woulda. I wish I would have. I should have. I could have if I would have. It's regret. And then generally, here's what regret does. Regret pushes us into envy. Regret pushes us into jealousy. Why? Because I didn't seize the moment when it was my time to seize it. Family, just type, it's my season for seizing. Season for seizing. It's your season to seize the moment. Let me go Latin on you. Because really, I only speak 3 languages. English. Do a little good. I try to do a good job of that. Patois. Yeah. Real ting man. The island. Real ting man. I grew up in Jamaica for part of my life. That's a bad accent, but you know, you get it anyway. Grew up in Kingston, Jamaica. And then Ebonics. But let me go Latin. Carpe diem, which means to seize the day. Got to do the work when no one is looking. If I can do the work when no one is looking, I'll shine when everybody else is watching. Are you willing to do the work to cultivate your character in the dark? Are you willing to do the work to develop your dream and your idea when nobody is watching so that you can shine when everybody else is watching? Self-motivation is about self-improvement. Self-motivation is about self-mobilization. Self-motivation is about self-determination. Matter of fact, even beyond motivation is about self-determination. Many of us, we don't feel like doing anything until we feel like doing something. A real man will press past how he feels and tap in to do what's real. Don't feel like it. Don't feel like working. Don't feel like serving. Don't feel like protecting. But I'm obligated to do what I was called to do. Why? Because real men pour in. Come on, family, type that. Real men pour in. We're talking about what a queen should be looking for, the type of traits. And we're talking about the types of traits that a man should adopt. Real men pour in. So he's got self-awareness, he's got self-regulation, he's got self-motivation. He also has adopted empathy. Empathy internally. Come on, family, thumbs up this live. It's all the way live. It's an explosion of inspiration. It really is. Thumbs up the live. We all the way live here. Share it with somebody. Not part of our Eagles community. Why don't you just go there as well? TheEaglesAcademy.com. When you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form. Guarantee you're going to be transformed. It's time to take a flight of faith into your future. Join us. All aboard. Come on, Eagles family. Drop some eagle emojis in the chat. EaglesAcademy.com. When you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed. It's my private group coaching training area. Be a part of it. If there is no empathy, family type empathy, I didn't say sympathy. Empathy. Sympathy is coming from the level of I'm trying to feel what you feel, but I really can't feel it because I'm not tapped into it. Empathy says I'm connecting to how you feel to really partner with your feelings in a particular way. Because yes, I may have been there. Yes, I may have done that. And so I'm feeling the issues of your infirmity. A lot of people, they're just sympathetic. But empathetic means I'm tapped into your feelings. I'm not numbing my own feelings. I'm not numb to the feelings of other people. And oftentimes, if you are lacking emotional intelligence, you can't be empathetic. If you're lacking self-awareness, you can't be empathetic. If you can feel, you can become emotionally intelligent. If you can feel, you're now in the place of self-awareness. When a man becomes empathetic, he moves you into a place of emotional intelligence. Empathy says I'm tapped into the ability to understand your feelings, to share in your feelings as well. My dear sister, is he empathetic? Anybody can be sympathetic. And oftentimes, that which is sympathetic is synthetic. Sympathy is, in many cases, I just pity you. I feel sorry for you. But empathy says, I want to step foot into the situation of what it is that you are experiencing. I'm trying my best to feel what you feel. Talked to somebody the other day who lost their parent. Tragic situation as that was. Never lost a parent. Thank God. But in many cases, the closest that I could empathize was the loss of my grandmother last year, which was a painful experience. Some things you never get over, you just have to manage. And so when you're empathetic, you say, hey, how can I show up for you at this time? Is there any support that I can possibly give you? A lot of us don't necessarily ask those questions. We just say, if you need anything, let me know. Well, sometimes I don't even know what I need. Maybe the phone call is just what I needed. Maybe the text messages was just what I needed. Maybe it's the fact that, you know what? If you need a listening ear, I'm here. That's emotional intelligence. That's empathy. When a man becomes more empathetic, he becomes more emotionally intelligent. Where are you in your empathy? If you could give yourself an empathy score. Yeah. When I succeed in this area, this is how I feel. When certain things transpire in my life that don't make me feel too good, this is how I feel. When I show up for other people, this is how I feel. When other people don't show up for me, this is how I feel. If I could put that on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest, where would you fall into that particular category in regard to the level of empathy? Empathy score. Family, I got a special message for you. We got more conversation on the way. Real men pour in. I want to pour into you. On the other side of this break, there's more breakthrough. After these messages, you know I'm coming right back. Are you an author or aspiring author interested in building your book? Do you want to develop as a speaker and communicator? Listen, check out my array of solutions and systems, like my bestseller book blueprint and successful speaker strategies. Explore my tailor-made programs designed to nurture your purpose and grow your greatness. In order to increase your ideas, your impact, and your influence, visit us today at theeaglesacademy.com/store so you can soar. Yes, y'all, and we don't stop. I want you to heed to those resources that you've heard. Let's get back to the word. We've been talking about empathy, self-motivation, self-regulation, self-awareness, qualities of what causes a real man to pour in, and he can't pour into you until he first pours into himself. My brother from another mother. Got to take the time for you. Got to pour into yourself. These are all qualities of self-care. Come on, family, type OQP. OQP, only quality people. I'm talking to VIP individuals right now. Very important people with a very important purpose. Next, let me get into this. Talking about the qualities that women need to recognize in men, but also the qualities that men need to adopt as a real man who pours in. Social skills. Family, type social skills. Becoming socially skillful leads to emotional intelligence. Do you understand this? The power of community. Collaboration and community is the new currency. Connecting with other people builds community. What does that mean? It means when I have good social skills, I don't just know what to say, I know when to say it. I know whether I should say it or if I shouldn't say it at all. Whether I should be slow to speak and quick to listen. Knowing when to speak, knowing when to listen, knowing when to laugh, knowing when to console. Certain types of qualities. We have to be aware of how we show up socially. And for many of us, to a certain degree, we're socially inept. We have some social anxieties. We isolate, we insulate. We don't connect with other people to elevate. And how we show up socially is a clear indicator of how we are doing emotionally. Some people can't show up socially at all unless it's about them. They can't support anybody else, but they want to be supported. They can't pour into anybody else, but they want everybody to pour into them. They can't encourage anybody else. But now, the world is going to hell in a handbasket if nobody encourages you. You can't have it both ways like that. Whatever I'm looking to receive, I have to give. My social skills are soft skills. You have the hardware of your grandiloquence, of your intelligence, of how you look as a handsome man, as a beautiful woman. But the software are the soft skills of how you are able to connect and develop interpersonal relationships, connections with other people. Where's the social skills at? If you haven't typed social skills, type social skills. Next, self-observation. Self-observation that a man has adopted in his life connects to self-awareness. It's about analyzing where you are. It's about analyzing who you are. But here's the thing about self-observation. Self-observation is about how you feel. Self-observation is about who you are. Self-observation is about where you are. It is about evaluating where you want to be. And then it's also about having clear-cut conversations with yourself to say, why am I not where I want to be yet? If I'm not where I want to be yet, what is the root cause? Who is stopping me? And am I the who that is stopping me? Because here's the thing. Oftentimes the greatest enemy is the inner me. Yeah. Ain't your hater. Ain't your brother. It's not your sister. It's you, mister. If you're going to really have the real conversation with yourself, it is your lack of self-development. It is you not holding yourself accountable and being responsible. It is you always wanting to blame shift. It is you pointing the finger at her and the finger at him and the finger at them. But you always have more pointing in your direction. How bad do you really want it? Because based upon how bad you want it is about how much you'll sacrifice to get it. Come on, family. Type sacrifice. Come on now, my brother. You know, if you want to improve in the gym, it's not so much about what you do in the gym. It's about what you do after the gym. It's about what you do before the gym. It's about your eating habits, about your sleeping habits, about how you deal with stress. You can't holler about you're not making the improvement and seeing the gains, muscularity and the muscular development, cardio, fitness, overall health and well-being, if all you eating is honey buns and Skittles and Hostess cupcakes. Hello? Ham, honey buns, and Hostess cupcakes. You're going to be the round mound of rebound. Simply because you have not put any discipline into the desires of what it is that you want to receive, much less that you want to achieve. It's about the next one, self-improvement. Come on, family, type self-improvement. Self-improvement. We want everybody else to improve us, but us. The prefix is self for a reason. What are you doing to improve your credit? What are you doing to improve your character? What are you doing to improve as a father? What are you doing to improve as a brother and as a son and as a husband and as the significant other in your woman's life? What are you doing for holistic improvement? Here's the thing. If you don't evolve, you won't be involved. Your lack of development is deleterious to your destiny. And what do you have to do? You have to have the desire. And here's the thing. You have to adopt the ability. Many of us have the ability. We don't have the desire to put in the work to improve myself. What am I doing to improve my family? What am I doing to improve my finances? What am I doing to improve my fitness? What am I doing to develop my faith? Come on, family, type that. Type self-improvement. Type family. Type finances. Type fitness. Type faith. If I was still in school and I had a report card, I'd want those 4 F's on there. Yeah, give me those F's. Family, finances, faith, fitness. What am I doing to improve in those areas? Can't disregard fatherhood. There's a 5th one. Tell people all the time, listen, I'm not a father, but I am a father figure. Real men pour in. So what do? I take my time to mentor through my Boys to Books program. Literacy, leadership, life skills enrichment. Empowering our brothers to read, lead, and succeed when they're building prisons based on 2nd and 3rd grade reading scores. When they're locking up, particularly black and brown brothers across these yet to be United States of America, at a disproportionate rate. When reading scores have plummeted. When oftentimes our brothers see a book as that which is effeminate. Redefining what masculinity looks like. Beyond just athletics and entertainment. Academics over athletics. I tell my guys all the time who play in sports, listen, you called a student athlete for a reason. You're not an athlete student. Student comes before athlete. Same energy that I'm going to put on the court or on the gridiron, I got to put that into the classroom. Self-improvement. I got to have that desire, that tenacity that said, listen, nobody's going to beat me, including me. I'm showing up for me every day. Well, how do I know somebody's going to show up for me? How do they show up for themselves? If they won't show up for themselves every day, they won't show up for you on any day. In other words, self-improvement is about becoming rather than hiding. My dear brother from another mother, I want to ask you, are you becoming or are you hiding? Family, type become. Become the man that God called you to be. Become that king, keenly intelligent, noble gentleman that you were created and called and crafted to become. Become that type of queen that is deserving of a king. Are you becoming or are you hiding? Are you becoming a person who frees yourself from addiction through God's power, or are you hiding in it? Are you hiding in excuses, or are you becoming a person who's going to move into a power of execution? Come on, take all the excuses off the table as to why it won't work, as to why it's going to be this way, as to why it is what it is. No, it is what it is. And guess what? I'm going to change what it is. Not hiding my feelings, not hiding my frailties. I'm exposing it to God so that I can become the man that he's called me to be. My community's waiting for me to become the man that God's called me to be. Come on, I'm talking to you, brother. Your family's waiting on you to become the man that God's called you to be. Your woman is waiting on you to become the man that God has called you to be. Your children are sure enough waiting on you. After Adam sinned in the garden, here's what God asked him. Adam, where are you? Why are you hiding? And here's the thing. Self-improvement is leaning into what you've done and who you are. Masculinity oftentimes has a mask because we're hiding behind an image, hiding behind clothes, hiding behind money, hiding behind women, hiding behind a lack of fatherhood in your life, proper fathering and fatherhood development, hiding behind father wounds and mother wounds, hiding behind all the excuses as to why you still want to remain as a grown boy. Real man is going to take responsibility. Real man is going to say, listen, yeah, I made mistakes. Yeah, I did this. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I cost myself some opportunities. Yeah, I talked myself out of what God wanted me to step into. Yeah. Maybe you did some time behind prison bars. But the worst bars you can possibly be in are psychological bars. May have been physically incarcerated. Worst thing you can be is psychologically incarcerated. Malcolm X said, I was free even while I was in prison because I took my mind to another dimension. Freedom is not free. Freedom is going to cost you something. We want to be the boss, but are you willing to pay the cost? You're going to pay the cost of treating that woman right. You're going to pay the cost of showing up in your children's life. You're going to pay the cost of saying, yeah, if I planted the seed, I better tend the soil. It's taking accountability through the lens of responsibility, asking, why are you hurting right now? Why are you frustrated? Why are you in pain? Why are you blame shifting? Why aren't you taking accountability? Why aren't you asking yourself tough questions? Why are you stopping yourself from being the man that God called you to be? Questions that need answers. And here it is. It's through self-reflection. A real man who pours in does it through self-reflection. Got to have the self-awareness. Got to have the self-observation. Self-improvement, self-observation, social skills, empathy, self-motivation, self-regulation, self-awareness, family-type self-reflection. I got to have self-reflection. Self-reflection says I'm metacognitive. I'm thinking about what I'm thinking about. I'm a critical thinker in a chaotic world. And one of the things that pains most people is having to think. We'd rather let technology think for us. We'd rather let AI think for us. We'd rather let the TV screen give us tunnel vision. While we lack direction. Think. You have to be a strategic thinker. People who are making the most money in life are those who are imaginative. Those who are big thinkers. Those who develop their communicative and social skills. Why? Because they move into the power of self-reflection. Out of these points that I've painted and I've portrayed and that I've talked about, which of these points can you improve in the most? Which of these areas can you develop in the most? Which ones are you doing well in? We applaud you. We congratulate you. We're glad for you. Yeah. Because you should celebrate yourself. You should pat yourself on the back. You should recognize your strengths. But you also should get to the place of which ones can I improve in? Which ones am I not doing at all? What can I get better at doing? How can I get better at showing up for me first before I show up for anybody else? You know what the flight attendant says on the plane. Put your mask on first before you try to help somebody else. Sweep around your own front door, Grandmama said, before you try to sweep around mine. Gotta take the time to pour. Come on, family, type pour. Do you know why oftentimes we remain poor? Is because we don't pour. Yeah, are you going to pour or are you going to remain poor? I want to ask you, my dear brother from another mother. More than ever before, you have to ask yourself this question. Am I going to pour or am I going to remain poor? P-O-U-R. I got to pour into myself. Or am I going to remain P-O-O-R? Passing over opportunities repeatedly. Come on, family, type real men. Real men. Real men pour in. More than ever before, there is an ardent and a clarion call for the real men in our homes and communicate in our communities to communicate, but also take their rightful place. Queens all over this country, queens all over this world, children all over this country, children all over this world, wives all over this country, wives all over this world, families all over this country, families all over this world are asking, will the real men please stand up? World is waiting for us to man up. And I know you're saying, brother, I need her to man down. But maybe she will if we man up. Maybe she will if we stand up. Standing with principles. Standing on the word. Standing and walking by faith. Why? Because man means to manage. Man means to maintain. Man means to manifest. Man means to use God's manual. Man, here it is a mature, assertive nurturer. Real men is what we're talking about. They pour in. Here's what men do. Men mentor. Men empower. Men nurture. They maintain, they manage, they manifest their destiny by using God's manual. They recognize, hear me, the mandate that is on their life. Every man has a mandate. You have a calling to answer to. You have a mission to fulfill. You have something to do. You have a purpose to pursue. And that man with that mandate who taps into it, taps in to their personal power. They take the excuses off the table. They walk into a place of execution. They overcome the odds. They empower others to do the same. Real men are true to who they are. They inspire others to be excellent. They have the tenacity to see the vision through. Too many of us, we start something and we quit. We quit when it gets hard. We quit when we don't get the results that we want as quick as we want to receive the results. And since we don't get it quick, we quit. Yeah, shout out to DJ Quick out in LA, South Central, I believe. But some of us, here it is. Yeah, you a DJ, all right. DJ Quit. You never see nothing through that you start. Well, it's getting a little hard. The economy ain't right. And, they don't want to see a brother win. And stop quitting. Quit quitting. Come on, family, type it. Quit quitting. Stop stopping. Nobody respects you if you don't see your vision through. I want her to call me a champion. What are you doing to triumph in your own life? What are you doing to become the champion in your own life? You're not a chump, you're a champion. You're not a chicken, you're an eagle. You're not a worrier, you're a winner. You're not a whiner, you're a warrior. You're not chained to your past, you're changed for your future. The channel that we're here. Drop a super chat, drop a super sticker. We're having a super conversation right now. This is a channel for change. This is a channel that creates change. This is a channel that breaks chains. Come on, family, type real men. Real men. This ain't to beat our brothers up. This is to build our brothers up. You're the real man. You're the real man with a plan. You're the real man who's a visionary. You're the real man with a mandate. You are him. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Got to deal with what's going on in my head. So I can love from my heart, so I can lead from my heart, so that I can live from my heart. Why? Because no matter if you didn't see a real man at all in your life, just because that real man that you thought was going to be a real man didn't come through for you. Just because you didn't have a real father doesn't mean you can't be a real man. Just because you didn't have a real father doesn't mean you can't be a real father. Just because you didn't have no real brothers around you don't mean you can't be a real brother. Just because they didn't come through doesn't mean you won't. Just because it's always been that way doesn't mean it's going to always stay this way. Who am I talking to? I hope it's you. Come on, family, type transformation. Queens, this is what you can start expecting. Brothers, this is what you can start becoming. Real men love God. Yeah, they do. Real men are not ashamed to praise. Real men are not ashamed to worship. Real men are not ashamed to pray. Real men provide for their children and their family. Real men are strong husbands and fathers. Real men lead with love. Real men are committed and consistent. Real men are not inconsistent. Real men are not consistently inconsistent. Real men display care. Real men express character. Real men walk in true character. Real men express concern. Real men keep their word. Real men are men of their word. Real men keep it real. Real men uplift their community. Real men bring unity. Real men recognize the king within them. Real men treat women like queens. Real men strengthen their sisters. Real men empower their brothers. Real men mentor others. Real men show respect. Real men pour in by providing and protecting. Real men read. Real men lead. Real men succeed. Real men recognize their significance. Real men love themselves and know their worth. Real men are genuine. Real men are gentlemen. Real men have a vision. Real men educate themselves. Real men are intellectual. Real men roll up their sleeves to serve. Real men turn their struggles into strengths. Real men protect their homes and their communities. Real men love their spouse in their house. Real men are healed men. Real men are vulnerable while being powerful. Real men are righteous. Real men are their brother's keeper. Real men are their sister's protector. No, real men are not perfect, but they strive to protect their lives each day. Real men are not perfect, but they know they're worth it. Real men may not be perfect, but here it is. They are present. Why? Because they recognize that their presence is a present. My brother, you showing up. The child's parent-teacher conference. Showing up to their game. You're showing up for visitation, even if you're not in their mother's life. You're showing up as the father. In the house, outside the house. You're showing up just to their game. It makes the world of a difference because your presence is a present. Don't you listen? I don't care what society says. I don't care how society tries to emasculate us as men. You are needed. Come on, sisters. Let our brothers know. Let our brothers know. Type you're needed. Type you're needed. My dear brother from another mother. Don't allow society to make you feel like you're not needed, like your masculinity isn't needed. Like you as a protector are not needed. Like you as a provider are not needed. Like your purpose is not needed. It will be fulfilled. You are needed. Your strength is needed. Your mindset is needed. Your creative ideas is needed. Your ingenuity is needed. Your faith and your prayers and your worship and your strength and your relationship with God and how you love and how you lead and how you succeed and your emotional intelligence. Bruh, you needed. Iron sharpens iron. So a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. I'm sharpening you today. Too many people have kept you dull. I'm sharpening you. Like the real man that you are. Come on, I want you to be as sharp as you dress. I want you to be as sharp as you talk. I want you to be as sharp as you look. I want you to be as sharp as you act. Because you're a real man who pours in. Real men pour in. Family, I want you to I want you to sow into this word that you've heard. Yeah. Clarion call for our brothers. A clarion call for not just our men, but also the women who love them. Oftentimes our women are told what they should do to become that wife, but not so much what they should look for in that man, in that husband. I want you to pour into this word that you've heard. Why? Because not as a debt that you owe, it's a seed that you sow. And to pour in means you have to sow into. I want you to sow into this word. Sow where you soar, sow where you grow. You can do that because I'm believing God is going to endow you with 30, 60, 100-fold blessings in your life. Once you sow into this word, and as you're sowing into it, as a super chat, as a super sticker, as a Cash App, $ Access Identity, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr, Gmail. I want you to pour into this word. I want you to sow into it. I want you to name your seed. Maybe you're naming your seed real men. Maybe you're naming your seed poor. P-O-U-R, of course. Maybe you're naming your seed transformation. Maybe you're naming your seed revelation. Maybe you're naming your seed king because, my dear sister from another mister, that's what you're expecting. That's who you're expecting. My dear brother from another mother, maybe you're naming it king because that's who you believe God is fashioning you, developing you, forming you as you're becoming who he desires for you to become. I don't know what you're naming your seed, but I want you to join my faith with yours. I want to join my faith with yours. I want you to join your faith with mine. And I want you to name your seed as you sow your seed. Yeah. I believe as you're sowing your seed, deliverance is coming to your house. I believe as you're sowing your seed, restoration is coming to the man that is in your life. I believe as you're sowing your seed, is meeting the need of what it is that you prayed for, what you fasted for, what you've cried about. What it seemed as if the answer wasn't coming quick enough. I'm speaking suddenly, steadily, expediently, that which is abundantly, above all, that you can ask or think. Sow via super chat, sow via super sticker, Cash App, $access identity, PayPal, EddieConnorJr, Gmail, for Zelle. Links should be in the chat as well as in the description. God bless you as you sow. God bless you as you sow. God bless you as you sow. Family, this is a place where we grow, that we sow, but also there's greater growth that takes place beyond just this particular space, but also in our Eagles community. I would that you would join us there. Would you take a flight of faith with us? Would you board this power plane of what it is that we have to a flight of faith into our private group chat, to our private group coaching, rather, of what it is that I do, where I coach, where I teach, where I train, where I mentor, where we have so many eagle-minded visionaries and leaders, industry leaders. Drop some eagle emojis in the chat, family. Once you join us, go right now to eaglesacademy.com, tap the join now button, fill out the form. I guarantee you'll be transformed. Go ahead, get a badge here. Become a YouTube member. Go get a badge. We got VIP, we got OQP, we got royalty. Those are 3 tiers where you can join us on that particular level of your choice. Family, I want to thank you for joining me, because in the mix is out of time, but trust me, I'm not out of truth. So I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me. Why? Because that's just how we roll. We do that each and every single weekday, Monday through Friday, for In the Mix, right here on the YouTube side. Also on our social satellites is where we stream as well. While you're here, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I don't want you to be a ghost follower. I don't want you to become a ghost member. I want you to become a real member. Come on, hit the subscribe button to this channel. Hit the like button. Hit the thumbs up button, I should say. Yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button on this video. I'm growing your greatness. Help me to grow my channel. Please and thank you so much. Family, follow me on all the social sites at EddieConnorJr. Connect with me there. EddieConnorJr. Keep showing love. I'm going to keep showing up. If I can help you, if I can serve you in any way, don't hesitate. Reach out to me. If you're looking for a dynamic, powerful speaker, look no further. I'd be glad to empower you at your church, your conference, your community center, your men's conference, your school, your graduation, your session. Let's make some progression. Reach out to me. Email me, info@EddieConnor.com. Yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother. And I mean that from another mother. Family has been fun, but you know a brother got to run. But I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. I want you, yes you, my dear queen, my brother who's a king, to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. Let's soar beyond my YouTube channel. If you want something that goes beyond here, you're in for a treat. I have a private mentorship group where I coach, where I teach, and I provide live Q&A insight in our interactive breakout sessions. It's where I challenge you with innovative exercises to develop your skill set. And I provide feedback to foster your growth. We break it all down to build you up in our private Zoom room as we focus on transformative topics with accountability partners who really desire to grow their greatness by soaring into success and greater purpose. Come on, soar to new heights with us in our Eagles Academy. Get your wings to win, and let's soar into more at the Eagles Academy.